Hello and welcome to another episode of Curse and Money Mystery. Tonight we're playing the module Curse Strahd, but it's changed, transformed, and we're playing in the system and the setting of Frostmark RPG, everything created by moi. And I am the host, Bexxy, with a bit of a hoarse throat today, so I'm sorry about that. But be aware, there's a content warnings of gothic horror, bad language, heavy topics, and perhaps some gore. We shall see. With me, I have a wonderful cast of players. I got Lady Lyra, a half-elf magus, played by Julie. Hello, welcome.
This is gonna go great.
Yeah, it is. Hamardia Cheshire Warlock, played by Cookie. Hello.
We certainly showed werewolves. Oh no! What's the poop? On my foot!
Okay. Next up to Vistani, our tiefling bard, played by Idriano. Hello, welcome.
Well, thank you so much.
And not least, we got Sarah for the Dragonborn Paladin, played by Erinox. Hello. Hello. What happened last time, gang? You lazy MFs.
Oh, we didn't write it. We didn't write it? I didn't write it.
I didn't either.
No?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, we need to get our shit together. Okay, I'll do it.
I've had to get my shit together for the past 2 years and I failed miserably.
Okay. So, last time... Oh, why am I doing this? Last time... we stayed at Esmeralda's little home after Nyx basically told her that her mentor sort of slaughtered her kinsman in the Vistani village, or encampment, I guess, near Varaki, and she didn't really take it too well. So we kind of stayed there for the night, and we planned on going wolf hunting in the morning, despite it probably being an open declaration of war against Strade Daddy and his vampiric crew. But we're gonna go anyway! So, I'm just putting it from the back of my head because I don't have something written here. So we all gathered our shit, and we went, but before we went, one of the people we encountered there, a really dashing young man named
Millivoy?
Millivoy, something, yeah. Millivoy was like, hey, I'm going with you too. And there was a bit of debate about whether we want Millivoy to come or not, but we understood that Millivoy is currently looking to, in his mind, make up for his misgivings, his misdeeds, and he's trying to save his brothers. So he is coming with us. We went to search for Mr. Werewolf guy. I really bad with Slavic names, I'm sorry. Gorek, yeah. We went to look for Gorek, who's leading a rogue faction of rogue werewolves who stick to the old ways of fucking over vampires instead of Kiro, who broke bread with them. We were trying to, first things first, establish some sort of tenuous peace with him, so that way we know that we are not going to get stabbed in the back or beaten in the back once we get to the main werewolf encampment, and possibly recruiting him as an asset or an ally against our common enemy of Kiro. Negotiations, I say negotiations, but mostly insults, didn't really go well. We wanted him to fight with us. He said that whilst he is a proud warrior, he also wants to live, and he doesn't think that we have what it takes to actually take down Kiro and her and the rest of the werewolf camp. So basically said, nah, I'm gonna watch you, fuck you. And we're like, okay, fuck you too. And in a show of force, Asphodel started walking towards him. And he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And Asphodel continued walking, and he, as a matter of fact, did not fuck Asphodel up. And just showed how much of a craven he really is.
Well,
So-
I mean, to be fair, he thought that she was advancing to attack, not to just walk through them, okay?
No,
Let's
I know.
be
it
fair.
Was, I
She
mean,
was actually really flat out. I ain't gonna attack, but I am gonna walk through y'all.
yeah,
Not
that's what
like
he
you
said.
guys can do shit.
It was a
So-
pure show of force. So we walked through them whilst they were mostly trying to grab some sort of resemblance of pride that they maybe used to have, but now we don't. And we went on our not so merry way in order to save the children from becoming werewolves. Because what sort of child would want to be a cool werewolf man with cool powers? Okay, that's it on one leg. It wasn't really. I mean, I think I got most of it right. It was concise by my standards.
With the lack of session summary, that was pretty good. Good job.
Thank you. Maybe I don't. Maybe if I don't have a session, so I can't fuck up more information because I don't have it.
Oh my god. All right. Let's return to it. Let's go here. Indeed.
What? Oh yeah.
To the shit log. After the excitement of the stare down and negotiations with Gorek, and a few intense conversations about the nature of vampires, the Protectorate as a thing, and Vistani dreams, and how much of a simp Strahd really is. You eventually tired of talking and focused on trudging through the thick underbrush and trying to deal with the ice-cold rain. But it's just a matter of time until that icy cold droplets found their way into your clothing and managed to dampen more than just your inner circle of warmth. Well, the cold doesn't really bother Asphodel, but the wetness nonetheless, the mud and the slickness of the world around you and yourself is still a source of irritation. So you all go to somewhere in your mind where you can find respite from the weather and the lack of stimulation. Some may ponder upon what has been, others on what will be, but all of it is filled with worry, sorrow, and stress. A few hours into the afternoon, the temperature drops even further, and the mud freezes underneath your feet, despite the steady downpour. Then, there is a break in the thick landscape around you, a river. And it's not just a forest stream that you have found your way over quite a few times today. No, this is a proper one. About 20 meters or so across, you estimate. It must be that second river that rains water from the massive lake Salovich. The first river you have already seen, River Ivles, that splits and flows into the Beres swamps, and the other one falls into Tsir Pool and continues on past the village of Barovia. This offshoot, however, named River Baratok, leads water to the lake that the Fidatov estate and the tower surrounds, and eventually that flows underneath Tatiana Bridge. It is not a rapids, however, and thankfully so, nor does it seem that treacherous. But what confounds you, however, is that it's very broad, and you wonder to yourself if it is a good idea to go swimming in this chill and with the heavy clothing and armor that you harbor. Still, there are a few more hours until sunset. So, what do you want to do?
I would like to speak with Asphala. Hey. Hello.
Hello, Hamatia.
And nice to see you.
As to you, said you wanted to speak with me.
Nothing really of note. I was just a bit curious. You seemed... I don't want to presume, but you seemed a bit offended even at our dear third friends, and I can't help but be a bit curious to why. I mean, I've seen you being assertive before, but I've never seen you being this challenge-provoking.
Let's see. What words should I use to describe this? It could be, perhaps, we've not known each other so long. But in that particular situation, all I heard were the trying words of a despicable, weak whelp. Demanding for things that he had no power in getting it for himself. If he really wanted, really forgot, Esmeralda. If he really wanted to kill Esmeralda, he could have simply sent his dogs to walk around your thorns. But no, he didn't want to hurt his own paws. If you can't find the power in you to get what you want, you don't deserve that power.
Would you have given him Esmeralda if he really wanted it and was willing to make sacrifices for it? Or would you respect it and still kill him?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I had trouble
Yes.
understanding.
If he proved himself worthy in your eyes, proved himself willing, determined even, would that give you more respect to him? Will you show him mercy in case he fails?
At that point, if he really wanted her, and that means he wants to face me on even grounds, then it's a battle, and whoever folds. Mercy be damned if that is what they desire. The point is, if things aren't going well for you, what losses are you willing to cut? Me, personally, if he did manage to live up to his words, and we were at a loss, I still wouldn't give up Esmeralda. There's always another option. Live another day. Escape with her, and to return later to return the force given. Is that understandable?
I think it's pretty understandable. I just don't really see the practicality of it, given that we were stuck in a peninsula.
But we won, didn't we?
I don't think there was a fight to begin with.
Then what would you call that transgression, then?
Chase becoming empty threats and idle talk.
I wouldn't say idle threats or, empty threats. Because I believe my show of power to him, regardless of what he calls it, was effective enough for him to turn tail and run.
So it was another sort of battle then?
A battle doesn't have to be with bloodshed. It could be a show of force and bring down the morale of your enemy before you even draw your blade.
I like doing a bit of both in the same time, but I see your point. Just as a footnote, please, if you have to step on thorns, I would love it if they weren't my thorns, because I saw your feet after that and I felt kind of bad about it, you know?
Don't feel bad for what I was willing to put myself through. If anything, I should be thanking you for those thorns. Then, without them, it wouldn't quite prove my point well enough.
Well, it was quite theatrical.
It worked, didn't it?
He did, and they turned tail, quite literally.
Exactly. I've heard that kind of talk before outside the mist. Things and dogs like him care more about their life than their honor, than respect. They would rather listen to whoever makes their life easier, in this case, Kirill, because he knows he's not strong enough to do it on his own.
See. Well, you are quite seasoned in various battlefields. I look forward to learning from you. What I can.
Is Nick still hell-bent on seeing you die at the end of this?
It's a bit complicated, actually.
That I don't see any complications. Is he or is he not?
He seems determined. He seems. I sense. He doesn't. So we did a thing, and long story short, he turned into some sort of monster. He grew his little, fucking horns and crown, and he had like this smoky lady saying some things, and then some sort of winged creature came down. It was really weird. Don't get me started on that one. But we kind of reached some sort of mutual understanding. And not in the way of like, okay, I'm not going to kill you right now, but he seems to be interested in my feelings sometimes, which is kind of weird. I mean, why would you humanize the person you're about to kill? I'm certainly don't do that. That's just idiotic to do if you intend to kill someone. So
I never do that. Never. I would never do that mistake.
I know. So to answer your question, I think he still wants to, but I feel like he humanized me too much.
Then take it as your advantage. Do you want to live, Hamartia?
Yeah, I don't think it's about what I want.
It is what you want. Do you not want a life outside of this shithole?
I do.
Then what will you do to ensure that for yourself?
And I'm not going to beg. I'm just going to have to prove that I deserve to live.
You don't have to prove your life to anybody. To prove your life to somebody means that they are now a sort of god over you.
Right.
And Nyx is not a god. He is a promiscuous, lost individual who is struggling to get over his grief. And it is understandable, considering your actions involving it.
Yes,
But that does not make him a god.
There is a pact that we made, and I gave up my life so I could have my justice.
Is there ink to that?
There is a shake. You've been there, you know.
I did. But that doesn't stop people. That does not stop people.
I don't want to go back on my word as for that. That's what my mother does. And I wish to be nothing like her.
Then you were at a predicament, aren't we? You don't want to go back on your word, yet you still want to live.
Yes, it is quite a predicament.
So, is your word higher than your own life, is what you're saying?
Apparently, the thing that is highest on my list is getting justice.
You get your justice, but what afterwards?
I don't know what's afterwards. There's nothing afterwards.
There's nothing you don't know yet. That is. Again, all of Barovia, including you, is quite literally living inside a hellish bubble.
Yeah, I noticed.
If there is a chance for you to see outside the bubble is popped, so to speak. Your options are open. And you have a right to see the world. And that is a right for both good and evil. The world itself doesn't belong to one side. It belongs to all.
That's rather pretty idealistic here then.
I wouldn't call it idealistic. More of realistic as it is.
Listen, as for that, I might have some wishes, I might have dreams, I might have desires. But in the end, believe it or not, being held with a sword against my throat by Nyx and being here is probably the best situation I've ever been here. And this is the most agency I've ever had over my life. Before that, I knew two options. Either stay with my fucking absolutely horrifying, sadistic, monstrous family, or die alone. And now I have option 3, which is do some good in my life before I go. And I love this choice. I am the happiest I've ever been.
You're the happiest you've ever been. Yet, at the same time, you're unhappy that it will end not by your true and full desire.
It's an unsatisfactory conclusion, but such is life in Barovia. Getting given just a bit of recompense, just a bit of redemption, maybe even, it would be enough for me. I'm not asking for a lot.
Then, if it's all in Barovia, you made a deal in Barovia, the terms within Barovia. In that case, if you were to leave Barovia, there could be a technicality that it just doesn't count anymore. And if Nyx truly wants to kill you, then he can do so on his own efforts, time, and whatever emotional coins he wants to spend on it.
You make good points, as for that. But I wonder, And I don't mean it in an insulting way. But why do you care?
I don't. About the issues with Nyx, about the issues with you, is that what you mean?
I mean my life in general.
That's just it. I don't particularly care, but I do care in enlightening you on the world itself, outside of your own scope.
But why?
Because I find it quite sad to see individuals unable and trapped within the confines of their own mind and perspective.
It's quite easy to say when you're not born like me. But I will take your advice to heart, since I have the utmost respect for you.
Thank you. And whatever decision you make, that is the bed for you to sleep on. Make sure that that is the bed you can be proud of in the end. Hamartia.
Thanks for that.
Bexxy, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to finish
Oh, yeah,
your
I think that was the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Damn. So you have this very nice conversation, and it's really fun to listen to. And then you get to the river. And looking at it, you get these worries about how to cross. And you look at the river, look at each other. What do you want to do?
There a bridge?
Not right now in sight. No.
Is it there's a crossing?
No, I never said anything about a crossing. It's just a river.
It's
getting there.
long? How does the current look like?
Oh my god, listen to my introduction! Roar! I said it's about 20 meters across, but it's not a rapid, not necessarily treacherous, but it's broad, might be quite deep, and it's fucking cold outside.
We have a little bit of a survival thing here. I mean, Perovia, this is the weather of the time of year. However, we have to keep a low profile if we're intending to be getting into territory without being noticed.
You don't want to get cold attacked still. That's something that happened if you cross the river in this weather.
I have never crossed this river before. I never found a bridge or anything to find my way over, and well, I found enough activity of the werewolves on this side of the river that I haven't cared yet.
Yeah, these wolves don't go swimming every time they want to cross, and I don't think, despite the physical differences, they can jump this long. So there must be a crossing somewhere. Can I see where, which way is downstream?
Yes, for sure. Downstream. Well, okay. Let's bring out the map.
No. Why did I ask?
Scout too.
But it's easy this way. No
Okay,
room
this
for
map.
I mean,
this
I was about to ask.
Oh, Battlemaps. Oh no.
Oh no, it's the river monster!
The Lake Sarwich is like fed from several sources from, the north. And then it goes off into two like river offshoots. One is the River Baratok, goes here where the tower is, and Fidatov, and on the Tatiana Bridge. And the other one, flows into the Iblis River that goes into Beres, and the other one goes towards Serpul, right? And you're currently somewhere here. Right?
Okay, at that little curvy bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you've basically been moving. Oh god, like this. About. If that is noticeable. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
And the river, flows from the lake. So, this way.
Okay.
I didn't bring provisions myself to cross a river. It's cold, but we're in kind of close territory, according to Essie's map.
Do we have a way to warm ourselves quickly?
Oh my fucking god.
Nix, can you do some warming magic?
That's a
maybe?
wrong scene. There we go.
Just warming magic? Like,
No. Like a little firebolt that you can pass, so people can buy themselves or something.
use fire you want, Illyria's your girl.
Well,
And mean, it would be fire, all right, but I'm not sure you'd want that.
if the werewolves have somehow found their way on this side of the river, that must mean there's a way to cross over.
I agree with that.
Me too.
I can send Solon one way, and we'll go the other way, and whoever finds the way first will report back, or we just cross.
That works.
I mean, I'm a pretty good tracker, and I think Asvedar's a pretty good tracker too.
Then
Why won't
the
we
track-
see which direction the tracks go if we find anything?
fair. That would work out.
Alright, I'm not feeling entirely like myself, Asvedar, so you take point. And I make sure you don't miss anything.
Fire? There it is.
Very well then. So do you want me to roll like a survival?
Yes, I want you to do a cunning survival for this, but with advantage, because you got Essie's help.
Woohoo! Alright. Survival at advantage. Where is it?
And you both have the natural explorer ability, so kinda the ones to do this despite the rain.
Cunning, 13.
13. You search the better part of an hour for any tracks, but the tracks that you do find doesn't seem to lead you in the direction of the river in any way, and the rest gets impossible in the end because of the weather. During the zenith of the day, when this mud was still muddy, right, it has distorted the tracks enough that they have become impossible to follow.
Okay. Quick question though. Does Asphodel know if werewolves count as humanoids as my favorite enemy?
Oh. Well, you could have certainly tried earlier to experiment with it. I would allow that in hindsight. And yes, werewolves would have been. You could see them with your ability.
Okay. Well, if the rain and mud has muddled any tracks on the ground, then in that case I will do a shoot, what was
Is it like the primeval awareness?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the one I was trying to find the words. A primeval awareness for humanoids.
Okay, and the range of that?
It is. I know it's a couple of kilometers. Trying to find it on my sheet. Oh, found it. A 10-kilometer radius.
Oh. Okay. 1 second, as I am trying to figure out how much that is on the map. Bubble.
Time for some tabletop measurements.
Yeah.
Doodle time with Bexxy.
Do the time with me, but nobody can see what I'm doing.
Bexxy, name 3 endangered flowers in Barovia.
Jesus fuck. Lightning strikes from the sky. I'm already dead.
It's been a good run, guys. Bye.
Absorb elements. Absorb elements.
Okay. faintly at the edge of your area of primeval awareness, you notice 3 humanoids to the south of you. Okay, let's go back to the map. That's 2. And there is 1, 2 that is also at the edge of your aura, but in the other direction, which is northwest. Northwest.
So there's 3 to the south of us,
Mm-hmm.
and a few at the edges of the northwest.
1.
1 to the northwest.
Yes.
Okay, humanoids. Okay, so that's 4 total. 3 into the south, and that could be. Do I know how far? Yeah, enemies within range, as well as what's the distance? From the ones to the south of us. Is it like also at the edge? You said.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a little bit over 9 kilometers, and the same thing goes for the other one. Like it's very much at the peripheral of this range.
Okay. Huh. Alright. Then in that case, heck. I just noticed that bridge on the map. Maybe they're taking south, cut through the bridge, and back up in this area. If there isn't up here, I just realized that bridge.
Yeah, it's hours though of. Like if they did that every time, that would be like a long detour. Like
Yeah, that would be.
2 days of travel.
Yeah. She turns to the party and says, "The rain has muddled their tracks. I can't quite get a pin on them. However, if they are coming from this river, there must be a way through that we simply don't know, or maybe the river itself narrows at some point."
It is a little bit of a trek to go around it, but if we want to try and build something, a raft or so, I'm sure we can come up with a way to get across.
Things. Okay, now I got
What? How
But
do
do
you
we
intend to
have
build a raft? Are you going to cut down logs here?
and do we have time to build a raft that all of us can hop aboard?
I can go back and forth. Depends. I mean, it's only 20 meters or so.
I don't know. Raft seems a bit excessive to build.
I mean, I'm just trying to mitigate the dampness, but if you want to all, like, hold on to a floating log, that is probably sufficient too. You just get a little bit wet.
Until the hypothermia could get you afterwards, since you did get wet.
Perhaps. We just need a little bit of a fire. So the question here is, do we want to camp on this side of the river or the other side of the river? Because daylight is fading.
It's about like 2.5 hours or so. Until
Daylight is
dusk.
fading.
No, it's the clouds.
Okay.
Oh shit, it
Daylight-
is.
Yeah. Daylight's fading. This side or that side?
Sun's getting below.
If we camp on this side, we certainly won't be on the same side as our enemy where Kieran is. Where they could possibly get the jump on us.
Thing is, Kirill can't do anything to us yet since we didn't do anything to her, and we are under the protection of her patron.
In that case... Alright. She turns to the rest, like looks at all of you. Are you afraid to get wet?
I do the hypothermia later.
I mean, usually I am not, but I don't want to die of hypothermia, as Martia says. I haven't been doing a lot of swimming in my time, but I will do my best.
We can set some sort of healing source right after, some immediate heating source, then this would be fine. A campfire or something going really, really quickly.
Can Asphoda see how deep this river is? Like, I know it's like 20 meters across, but like, how deep is it looking?
It's dark enough to where you don't know, but it is also dark enough to the point where you know it's not shallow all the way through, if that makes sense. So you don't know how deep. You don't know how deep, but you can see the bottom in the middle, that's for sure.
Okay.
Listen, there must be some sort of crossing. I say, let's walk for an hour. We still have some daylight left. We see if we get some sort of crossing, go somewhere a bit more narrow. If we do get there, then yay. And if we don't, well, we camp here.
Va?
Or we cross.
Sounds like a plan.
Som Iron? Nu? Inte där.
Fair enough.
Jag skulle vara där. Jag dampar imorgon.
Bexxy,
Mm-hmm.
Det var
being some sort of like having some experience scavenging shit.
Uh-huh.
Like she has proficiency in survival. Would Ambatia know if the streams in general tend to be narrow and upstream or downstream?
Vad sa du? Jag hörde.
Oj.
If that makes sense.
Det är jättehögt. Du är inte närmare.
I mean, it depends upon what kind of river it is. Of course, a mountain rapid is going to be very different from an ocean inlet to like a landlocked source that flows from a lake. From just logic, it's the point from where the lake turns into a river and the river turns into a lake again. Of course, that's going to be probably sufficient enough for water to move through. But as for how wide it is at any points, is actually a question of the landscape of the type of dirt and stone you find, and how the water can dig through it, right? And
I see. Yes, I should have no fucking idea.
And you have no geological kind of maps or something like that, you know? But Essie also scratches her shin a bit, and she says, well, if we are not afraid of getting wet, I'm pretty sure that Asfata here do not have problems with the cold. If she can make it over, perhaps with a rope, then that would at least aid. But then we need to have some way of heating ourselves up on the other side, because we are going to be freezing our butts off.
If it costs like this, I believe we should do this in the morning or some other warmer time of day.
You know just as I do, Hamatiar, that it is not a wise decision to try and rely on the weather of Barovia. Time is pressing, and we either do this or we don't. It's not a question of when.
Good point.
Then I do like Esmeralda's suggestion. Anybody have rope?
I have threads.
We do have rope.
Oh yes, I
We
do
have
have rope. Yeah, I have
We do
10
have
meters of rope. It is not enough.
Yeah.
I have 10 meters. Does anyone else have like rope so we can like, you know?
Essie got Essie have 5 meters as well.
Anyone else has ropes?
We do have we had a bunch of rope in the wagon. It's a question of we probably brought a bunch of stuff rather than just.
Julie, have you been muted this whole time because you wanted to?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking in, so you were talking.
I was talking. I mean, to be fair, I didn't say much because obviously Hamartia and.
Okay, you were
the only thing I said
talking.
was basically like, oh yeah, I agree with Hamartia or whatever at some point. But
okay.
Yeah, you get me back.
I know Illyria had rope. I don't know if I gave it away at some point.
Yeah, I see 20 like tricksters. Who has the tricksters pack? It has 20 meters of hemp rope in it.
That's what I was saying. It was in the cart. So we probably pulled some out.
I think Illyria has a rope.
You need a little bit more than 20 meters because 20 meters is the river.
Yeah.
But then you need something to tie it to on both sides. So you probably need.
Wait.
How much?
Wait, hold on. What's the deal here? Like,
Uh-huh.
what is the actual feeling? Like, you could just hold a rope, right? Like, what are you tying it to?
True.
But, I mean, there are like.
Yeah, it's more like.
I mean,
One
if somebody fails spectacularly to the hypothermia and the weight of their clothing, or perhaps not being a bad, being a bad swimmer, it can be a little bit of, tug of war thing going on. But if you pull it on your own, but
Okay, then I have 5 meters of silver chain. We can add that to the rope. Look, it's silver chain, 5 meters, baby. We got 25. We got 25 meters of stuff to hold on to.
Jesus.
I do feel like I'm able to cast a spell to help us here, but be fairly high level. I guess we want to think of it, but in a level kind of way, difficulty terms. It's a question of whether or not. Well, I've never done this before, but I believe I could probably.
Oh, guys. Richten's inventory includes a trickster's pack with the double amount of rope, which is 20 meters.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. We have 40 meters. We have like 30
Yeah.
meters.
Why
You
do we
definitely
select
have
rope?
enough rope.
20 meters of rope is fucking long.
Yeah, that's what I pointed out. But I thought it was in like the little, with
Yeah,
the
that's what I
horn.
did already pointed out. It was
Yeah,
more
we-
like, do we have that with us?
Well,
And
I'm
I say like,
Yes, well, with the bag of holding that you have.
Yeah, we can like,
True,
stuff everything in
true.
there.
oh yeah, true.
And I did ask you guys to prepare your inventories of what you left with the wagon and the horses, and what you put in your own packs, and what's in bag of holding. That was my little homework for you guys.
I mean, Lyria doesn't really have many belongings to begin with. I just
Okay, so
Yes,
do we not have that 20 meters of rope?
you have 40 meters of rope. You're fine.
Okay, all right, we cool.
So rope
I-
has been solved. Now it's the question of heat.
Heat
Okay.
is always the question, yes.
Yeah, ask ask what I can't really start fires. She's not that kind of dragonborn.
I mean,
Um,
Lyria can't start a fire.
Oh, who has a flame bolt that can be shot 20 meters away at a little pile of wood?
Illyria has the fire spells.
Lyria.
Hamati has the wind spells.
But I will interject here in saying that it's not like sitting by just a campfire that's going to be enough. If you're drenched to the core with cold ass water whilst it's raining, you need to get dry and warm.
Well, we have tents, right?
True, but
I mean, it's still gonna be a bit chilly.
Yeah.
Well, body warmth.
I don't think that's going to be enough either.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's solve this problem with an orgy.
Okay.
Okay, can we not? Maybe we can walk for an hour and maybe we find some more sane means of crossing the river before we go and drench ourselves in potentially deadly ice cold water. Thank you.
I think looking for a crossing might not be a bad idea.
Yes, I mean, we are acting like we've exhausted all our options, whilst we didn't exhaust one yet.
Okay, well, we can continue working to see if there's a more narrower pass.
Thank
But
you.
if it starts getting a little bit wider, then we trek back.
All right, then let's go then.
Okay, so do you choose upstreams or downstreams?
Upstream.
Yeah, let's go upstream.
It is said.
What's up, dog?
Yo, my boy.
All right. You walk 10 minutes. Same thing. Want to keep on? Like, what are the increments of
About
time?
half the time before it becomes like it's 2 hours you said before
Yeah,
sundown, so
2.5
about an hour to see if it's like an
Okay.
hour is a good amount of time
True. Very true. Okay.
to. We can always return.
All right. You start trudging up with the river, looking all a little bit like sullied by the weather, getting a little bit chilly, getting a little bit tired, perhaps some sores on some feet. And all the while you keep track on the river up ahead that is like clad in mists, to a point where you can cross. You start feeling a little bit downtrodden after half an hour. Like, is this really gonna work out? Maybe we should have gone downstreams anyway. But 45 minutes into this walk, Asphodel, who is in the lead, considering her natural explorer, points out actually a more sandy area where indeed the water seems more shallow. The river broadens out even further to 30 meters or so, but there are some large rocks here. But what really piques her interest is the amount of tracks that even the river, the rain, couldn't completely destroy.
Oh. And with the... Oh, where did it go? With the, the tracks that I physically see these tracks. They're like clear as day tracks.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have been diffused by the rain and the weather, but there's so much of them that it becomes clear to you that this area is disturbed quite often. And you're looking out indeed onto this more like sandy area where the water's probably not more than a meter at worst. But there are these rocks all about this area.
Okay.
And when you look at some of the rocks here on the side of the river, there are these small claw marks here and there on them.
Asura, bends the knee to inspect them, looks at the river, the rocks, the sandiness to the bank. Mm-hmm. And generally shallower compared to what we walked from. Turns to the party and says, "I believe this is how they've been crossing. Our chances are through here."
But if this is where they cross, are we not leaving our own tracks for them to find us?
Would you rather... Oh, go on, Hamartia?
Maybe we can cover our tracks, we walk a little bit, use some gusty magic to get, continue that way. I mean, either way, I think they can smell us pretty clearly.
I'm pretty clean right now. Maybe smell you.
They can.
Yeah. Talk for yourself. I take care of myself.
Right? It's like anyone but the Vestani just doesn't know how to clean themselves. No, Illyria is quite sweet smelling.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that was certainly a thing. Point being is that they'll probably catch on to us either way.
Right. So we also have this consideration. We have to make a decision relatively quickly, otherwise we might get stumbled upon.
Then this is the way to go.
Seems
Fine.
like the safest path to cross.
Well, Nyx will look out if it... Does it look like the safest path to cross?
Yes, in the sense that some of these rocks seems very easy to skip between, but there might be some jumps that are a little bit, especially with the rain making everything slick, might be a challenge. But if you fall, you won't get extremely drenched unless you're very unlucky.
Guys, I thought of an idea. Eagles.
Did you think of that now?
We just walked half an hour, and you just come up with this idea that you can summon eagles to carry us across, perhaps?
Are you meaning giant eagles?
Yes! I just thought of it!
You have that ability to cast.
We've seen... Oh, yes,
Yes,
we've seen some new things.
I can summon animals now. It just happens,
Well, it's better late than never. With giant eagles, we not only can we cross, but perhaps find a suitable location to rest.
And Nyx, I imagine everyone collectively face palms like a...
Amanda just gives the biggest grin,
Marty, I understand your need for drama, but this is...
I just thought of it! I was so focused!
It didn't occur to us either.
You
so
know,
you're not entirely
I can
to
summon
blame.
a giant ram too if you want that, if you're not happy
No,
with
let's
eagles.
stick with the eagles that can carry us.
I mean, it's quite shallow. Fine. Okay, everyone, remember for the future, Hamatia can summon things that can fucking carry us anywhere.
I mean, not anywhere. They have limitations, you know. Okay, give me space, please.
Give some space.
Next side.
Oh my god. I was sitting here and thinking to myself, what are they going to do?
I had
Will
no idea,
they
but
remember?
I had no idea what to do, but
for this.
no.
Okay. You see, for the benefit of us, for that who hasn't been here, you see Hamatia closing her eyes and focusing for a second. And you see 2 tears follow down from each of her eyelids. And once they drop, they start to fly around. One is a shining golden light, and the other one is like this sort of grayish silver light. And they start circling each other, and start almost dancing as they slowly morph into this avian-like form. And you see two eagles, giant eagles. One is adorned in what seems to be like really vibrant green feathers with almost flower-like accents to them. And you see another one who is like this who has these orange autumn feathers, and both of them have Hamatia's like eyes. Like that one is blue and the other is green, and they both have the single horn coming out of them, without the runes on Hamatia's actual horn. So yeah, they're here.
Midavoy looks like his eyes are gonna pop out from their sockets.
And the rest of you, minus Esmeralda, Milavoy, have witnessed this before.
We only witnessed it whilst we were fighting a ghost.
It's a long story.
But you've...
Oh shit, my soul is gone.
That was a gasp. Oh my god. What is the level of the spell?
It's 3rd level.
Okay.
Wait! I think I have inspiration? Maybe? I don't. Okay, never mind.
I will allow you to reroll sword check with roleplay inspiration, but nothing else. Really.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, I don't think you have roleplay inspiration.
No, I don't.
No.
I thought you just gave it, so
no, just for the future. For rulings. So you only used, did you have 3 potency 1 souls?
I have 1 potency 3 soul.
You have 1 potency 3 soul?
That's it? Don't you have potency 1 souls?
I have potency 1 souls.
How many?
I have 2 potency 1, 1 potency 2, and 1 potency 3.
Okay.
So
and
you
like
use
6
1 and
half
2.
soul fragments from the
Okay,
murdering.
so then I need you to roll a 1d2, where 1 is the potency 1, and the 2 is the potency 2. Because it's random which soul you lose in casting.
Oh, I thought it was like all of them.
No. Only
Oh
one.
god, no, god.
Oh my god.
I would. That's
That's a 1.
yeah, you lose
Potency
1
one,
potency
sir.
1.
Okay.
Nice! Best ever.
I mean, succeeding would be best ever, but okay.
You see one more sort of like Will of the Wisp actually pop out from one of her markings, and one of the leaves actually apparates from her horn and starts falling down.
Oh,
That's bloody fantastic. Great.
bloody fantastic.
There are eagles now. Yes, I have wind power. It's weird.
We never really asked this, Hamatia. It was all a little bit last minute fighting for our lives kind of style.
Yeah.
But we've seen a pretty big elk and eagles. I'm curious, just so we know for the future, just in case, we need to cross another river or whatever. What might you, what might you be able to summon? Do you think?
Okay. So, when I feel peaceful, I summon the eagles mostly, and when I feel like a bit headstrong, I summon the elk. I can summon 8 hawks, like regular-sized hawks, not big hawks. And I can summon so we have this big elk, and I can summon 4 little elks. And if I feel really angry and dark, I can summon the beetles.
Beetles, elks, and birds.
Yes. On and all, they are my favorite animals.
No, I'm not questioning. I'm just noting it down in my book.
I see.
Scribble, 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 scribble.
Look, they're so magnificent! Look at their feathers, look at the little horn. We have matching horns, it's amazing.
Wow.
Do they have names?
Maybe?
Name them.
Well,
name
I
them.
did give him the name Dawn and Dusk, but that's a bit...
I like
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Well, how about we get along and get over the river and find a
Yeah.
adequate place to rest now?
Okay.
Milavoy takes a step back and says, are they friendly? Is this safe?
Right.
Yes,
They are friendly.
Dawn, give him a snuggle.
What? No. You see this giant eagle just approaching Milavoy as he's trying to back away with his hands up.
You can pet him, he's friendly. Look, Dawn, come here.
He
There
stops
you
in
go,
his
this is-
tracks.
Good,
Eagle
good.
does too. He flinches.
So, they are actually creatures of the Feywild, I believe. I did read a book about it once for my mother, but...
The Feywild doesn't exist, cough.
the Fey shit, the fairies. Fairies, fuck.
Yeah, the Fey. Of the Fey works.
Fae.
Of the Fey,
Of the-
totally works.
Fey creatures, like, sort of me. So, it's kind of a kinship. Never mind. Do you want a ride? Do you want to fly on eagles? Which is totally cool.
I mean, I never thought this would ever happen to me, but yes, please.
Okay! He gets the first ride. He gets to pick between dusk
Yes,
and dawn.
so they're called
the-
giant eagles, but their size is actually large, meaning
Yeah,
that they
large
can take
eagles.
one medium creature at a time. So there will be some ferrying back and forth, but let's expedite the process. You get across. Fun times. But, Hamardia,
Yes.
you're probably one of the last ones to go over because, you want to be respectful using your power and, all the things. A good host, you could say. As you take up dusk for the final fly over the river, and you get some of the wind in your hair. You can see the green, like the dark green forest, like a carpet underneath you that then gets swallowed in the swaths of heavy mist. At first there is this cold northern wind that assaults you from the front, promising a harsher climate from where you're currently heading. But then it gets overpowered by a wind that comes from behind, that rustles your hair forward and in your eyes, and it's a little bit overwhelming. For a moment you can't see because the wind then kind of tornadoes a little bit around you, like making everything, even the eagle starts to squawk, trying to find like an upwind where it can actually fly on, and starts to beat more heavily with its wings to try to control itself to stay upright. And in that moment of momentary chaos, Hamardia, you swear you can hear a whisper on the wind. It doesn't say anything in a language you understand, nor does it have a voice that is in any form portrays a gender or even a personhood. Yet the meaning becomes clear to you anyway. It is an indescribable call for help. And a yearning to be set loose.
A journey to be set loose.
Yes, a yearning to set loose.
A yearning.
Yeah.
Yearning.
With the I'm sorry, my voice.
Say it with a J.
Journeying.
Like an adventure to be set loose.
Yearning to be set loose.
Yearning.
Yes. But the moment is over, the hawk kind of straightens out the eagle, and you straighten out your hair, and you try to get your composure, and you land on the other side, and that's when you actually take like a moment of like thinking back on that moment and realizing what had just happened to you, and it was different and strange.
Okay, so just going to stare at the direction of the whisper. Puzzled. Trying to get all of the gears in her head moving. Trying to understand what the fuck just happened.
Cool. Do you keep your eagles around?
Yes.
Okay, what do you do with your eagles?
I'm gonna ride one.
Okay.
But they're gonna walk with us.
The eagle gets a little bit frustrated that it has to circle a lot because you're faster than the people walking on the ground.
Okay, let's go. Daylight's burning.
Yes.
With your eagles, I wonder... I mean, there's two of them.
Yes.
Might it be prudent to scout ahead a little bit from above?
I think
They are quick. They will be able to traverse this area far quicker and come back than us finding a way around.
Problem is, I can't really get information out of them, so...
No, as in you can ride them.
Oh my... Yes! Okay, oh, that's amazing!
And someone else can ride them too.
Who wants to ride an eagle? Okay, so I get Dusk, as Dusk is... my
Who
boy.
is the most perceptive of us?
I mean...
Elia, do you want to ride an eagle or not?
I mean, if you ask me like that, of course I want to ride an eagle, but we gotta be strategic here.
Go for it, Eleria. I think Asphodel and I will do our best here.
Yeah, I think you should continue moving ahead. So that I don't think it's a good idea if you just stay here near the crossing.
Well, we'll move a little bit further away and hide for a bit, and we'll give you 15 minutes flying. I mean, you can see a lot from above in 15 minutes.
You sure this is a good idea? Splitting up?
I mean, we're not splitting up. You're going off to do something, and then you're returning, and then we go together.
Hey, man.
What do you think, Asphodel?
I would have to agree. While you're up there, you have eyes further than what we can see on the ground. And if you find something, well, alarming or maybe a good place to rest, you can always come back down and let us know.
We'll be here, and I want to see if I can point or see something a little bit, like a few minutes away that seems like a good place to at least not be seen, or be able to see the pass, but perhaps in a hidden location.
Well, it would be just generally heading into the woods on this side, just some direction away from this well-traversed kind of area.
Okay. Over there, and Nick's points. We'll be there. I have some things to talk to Asuta about anyway, but try and find if there's like a path or how far away we are from the werewolves camp. Like, try and do some reconnaissance with the dying light. I mean, as much as you can.
Alright then. Ilya,
Alright, let's do this.
get undone. Great time, it's so fun. I mean, serious reconnaissance, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is gonna be awesome.
serious reconnaissance.
Okay. And
Yeah, we fucking fly! Let's go!
fly on the wings of love,
Whenever it is done.
walking on sunshine. I can believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. so many memes, so many songs. Anyway, you take off. It's colder up here. You really like pull your scarves and gloves and everything that you have, tighter, and trying to prevent any hole, that shows your skin. Like, me even like move up your scarves like over your mouth so you look a little bit criminally. You look criminally good. And at first, you can see the green forest around you. But just a few meters above the trees, you can only see, a certain amount of horizon. There is a presence of mists here, though. And you climb higher. Maybe you're 30 meters or so now, 40, 50, and you stop seeing the individual like branches and trees, and it turns more into swaths of color and general shapes. But even them starts to be clouded from your sight, even from above. When you climb a bit higher to look upon the horizon, and you realize that you fly into a world of complete grayness. Just cold, non-directional, permeating world of mists, where you cannot see in front of you, behind, below, above. And that's when it starts. Sources. Small whispers. But they grow. Start taking on a moaning quality. There's crying, distant shouting, voices that beg, voices that mutter, that whisper, but all of them are disembodied, but permeates the mists up here. In the sea of nothing. How do you feel?
And we still see or communicate with each other?
As long as you stay close enough to each other, yes.
Matia shouts everything, but I'm not going to shout into the mic.
Leah, can you see anything? I think we went too high.
No, I think you're hearing it too, right?
Yes, that's not very pleasant.
Let's head down.
Okay, let's go down. Down we go then. But carefully. We don't want to hit a tree or a mountaintop. That would be sad.
As you start to descend, and you, very relieved, so can start to see a little bit of the green poking through the heavy veils of mist around you. As you leave Illyria, you are sure that you heard Irina's voice saying, "I'm happy that you're still safe."
Aww.
But you hurry towards the ground. And now you are cruising at a comfortable about 20 meters above the tree line. Able to see still quite a lot, in the distance, but not that far because of once again, the mists permeate. And it just seems like a gentle incline in front of you and just this carpet of trees with these small meadows from place to place. But you can't really see anything else of interest.
Whatever hideout they have, it seems to be hidden. Unsurprisingly.
Matia is going to look for some sort of either cave entrance or some sort of fire that might, some sort of light source, like artificial light source.
When I say that your vision is limited, normally when you're cruising about 20 meters over the trees, you should easily be seeing perhaps half a kilometer around you, depending upon the slope of the landscape, right? But even so, being above the trees, there might be about 100 meters of visibility in all directions. And it's very fuzzy at the edges of that, where you lose more and more in your sight and just becomes general shapes and colors. The mists are a prison in more ways than one.
I mean, Illyria would look for something, but after hearing that, it might be hard to tell because we're still in the air, but underneath, all of the, trying not to show any skin, she's crying.
Oh. Alright.
Yeah, I don't think we're finding anything.
Yeah, let's head down.
Are you okay?
Let's just head down.
Alright then. Thank you, Dusk Dawn. Turn us around, please.
They swoop towards back to the river, where there is some river bank where they can sit down pretty safely. And you join up with the rest of your group who just went that way into the trees.
Yeah, over there.
And Nyx, you can immediately tell that there's something off with Illyria. But before that, let's take a short break, eh?
Yeah, and I think Nyx wanted to talk with Asura too, in the meanwhile.
Oh, fuck. Okay, let's go for that, and then Nyx will know.
Yeah, and then we're gonna...
I'm sorry.
If you need a short break, we can short break.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking at the time, and just,
I don't need breaks, I need up, B.
I mean, to be fair, at this point, it's safe to assume that I basically just sustained myself by RPing.
Anyway, are we just back? I'm just gonna refill my glass, take some pills, and I'm gonna Continue.
We are back then.
Yeah. Do the things. Eat the eggs.
I'm grabbing the chocolate milk.
I ate all my eggs. I'm full.
What?
I'm full of eggs. I'm full of eggs.
Where is this going?
Alright, I'm already back. I'm Sanic. I'm so fast.
I'm here.
Welcome back.
Back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Got your egg?
I already ate my egg.
Oh.
It's
Okay,
all
then.
gone.
Got another egg.
That's
No,
the
I'm
opposite
too
of
full.
excellent.
Oh. Very not excellent.
I'm sad to
I
hear.
found a video.
Oh, by the way,
In the little... Yeah?
Arrow, the animation was fantastic. Good job. It turned out so good.
Thank you.
It was a little bit fast. I sat there like, oh my god, whoa. But damn, I saw how much you put into that. Good job.
Yeah, I tried my best. You know, I do know that I have to cut some of the frames down. Because that's just the rough animatic right now. But, yeah, I'm quite happy with it. There's a little dorky marshmallow kid trying to do some diplomacy.
Love it.
Thank you.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Julie, do you have your chocolate milk? No, Julie. I'm being ignored.
Oh no.
Also, I'm gonna give a gold star to Homicide in the chat. He studied for the test and he answered so correctly.
I saw that.
What test?
Ooh, what test?
The
Lore
Frostmark
test.
lore test.
There's a Frostmark lore test?
I didn't know that was a test today.
Oh.
No,
Where's
I'm
the
just shitballing. He answered correctly about the whole Fae situation, and even which god created the Fae. And yeah, that's just a golf clap to you, sir.
A golf clap.
I'm pretty sure I have my notes somewhere because like when I had my presentation about Frostmark, I had a whole like section about like the lore, but then I had to scratch it because it went on too long.
No.
Hello, Marc.
It's called alt tabbing to the wiki. Hey.
Yeah.
Check out the wiki.
You did the minimum amount of effort. That's still more you can say.
Capitalizing on all my effort.
Yeah. How to Google is a skill.
Oh, be right back. I just got a notification plant package. Be right back.
Plant package?
Plug package. I don't know
How
where you plug in the
exceedingly interesting. I mean, I wrote some of those wiki pages.
Why didn't we just fly the eagles from the beginning? I don't get it. Why didn't we fly the eagles?
only one can fly on them at a time, which makes it a little bit awkward.
yeah.
We could have gone to the giant elk boat.
My whole segment with the intro text was like, hey guys, here's where you're at. You come upon this obstacle. How do you want to solve it?
Mm.
And
No, I had a thing. I was like, I could use a spell too, but I was like, I haven't revealed it yet, so it's just like.
Yeah, I noticed you being silent, and then we're like.
I was like, I wanted to like reveal it during something more significant than, hey, we should cross a river, and we've seen the Eagles before.
Illyria's just like, I mean, I can't set the river on fire.
What if we burn the river?
I can't set the river on fire, or insult it, so I'm out of power. I can't do anything.
Alright.
She has a lightsaber.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. Yeah, no, sadly, the Dragonborn breath is not powerful enough to create a bridge, sadly.
Yeah, freeze the the river.
Yeah.
That's constantly flowing. Have
Yeah,
you seen
exactly.
like this?
We're just gonna make like a frozen patch and ride the river down. That's as best as it gets.
You're like the lonely polar bear.
Yeah, like a lonely polar bear.
Sorry. Okay, let's get back into it. So you guys have basically 2 minutes to talk to each other. Arrow.
They only did a 2-minute flight. Oh, because we walked as well. But
Yeah. Okay, 5 minutes as maximum. I mean, they just went up a little bit. They got really scared and then went down.
That's
So they
Okay,
returned
okay.
way faster than you thought. So,
Gotcha.
what is the juice? Spill the tea. Let's continue.
I'm not sure that's how you say the words, but good try. What's the juice? Spill the tea.
Yeah. Spill the tea, drink the juice. I don't know.
Spill the beans, I think.
Whatever, it works. Let's bring it in. You're standing somewhere in the bumfuck nowhere, in the colder areas of the Swallish woods in the northwestern corner of Barovia, waiting for your friends to return on eagles that should have been revealed at least 2 hours ago.
I know, right? We could have flown there. But,
Yeah.
so I don't want it to be with Ezzy in earshot, and maybe Ezzy is flirting with Milavoy anyway.
Yeah, a little bit of that goes on. Not as aggressive as she would have if she wasn't in like a mourning period, but a little bit of that goes on.
As for that,
Nay.
have I said I'm really glad you're back?
I believe you did when you went charging towards me in a hug.
Oh, did I cross a... Are you not that kind of huggy, touchy kind of girl?
No, I'm quite glad to see you once again, Nix.
Oh, good. It's been quite a time without you. Certain things have happened, and I appreciate that. I mean, for one, those eagles, something information that isn't quite there yet, and I don't want you to forget the fact that we made that agreement in the gardens in Valaki. Do you remember?
It's been a week. Are you pertaining to the agreement involving Hamartia, or the agreement you've made with Strahd and Van Richten?
No, none of those.
There's been many
Between us.
agreements.
Between us. Just us for that.
That. As a player, what was that?
It was when you thought strongly that Vasily was not Vasily.
When we realized that Strahd was,
Yes.
when Nix knew that Strahd was, what's his name?
Oh, that
Yeah,
guy.
Vasily von
Okay.
Holtz.
Yeah, Holtz. Okay, that one. Thank you. I totally.
And you had this
Gotcha.
like a lover's embrace underneath a tree in the farmlands of the outer like area of Wallaki.
Okay. Thank you for jogging my memory. It's been months for me.
That's okay. I'm a great training leader, I guess.
You're not in the interview now, Bexxy.
I'm always in an interview.
I can Google stuff.
And,
Okay.
oh, and specifically, what was the promise between Asphoda and Nyx at that time?
That we wouldn't keep secrets from each other.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes, I do recall that time.
Inside check.
Oh. Dude. Do you?
No, I think that was a joke.
No,
Okay,
it's just a
carry
joke.
on, carry
Okay.
How is it?
Oh, well. I wanted to catch you up on a couple of things that you might have already noticed, but something happened between Illyria and I whilst you were gone. Many things happened. I've been on quite the emotional roller coaster, you could say.
I've heard quite a lot has happened in a mere week. So, please, let me hear your side.
That's not really a side. It is what it is. I'm not trying to defend myself in any way. I'm just merely trying to keep up with our promise that some things are not meant to be kept secret, but they're said. And basically, Illyria and I, well, we went through a couple of things, a couple of tense moments. We saved each other's lives. We fought my father. We killed my father. Well, first, we went to a banquet where Illyria and Strahd were all doing something. It's been quite a plethora of change. And, well, we just so happened, after all was said and done, after killing my father and vacating the abbey within Kresk, which is like a mountain town to the west here. Well, we had a night together.
That night together, as in courtship?
I'm pretty sure we're beyond courtship. I mean, we were very stressed. We worked a lot of stress out.
So you've... It looks like she's trying to find a word that Nyx would understand, and then she settles on one. So you fucked.
Right.
I have tea coming up my nose.
I mean, you put it so eloquently. As for that, yes. Although I wouldn't really phrase it in my chronicle as such, but yes, we enjoyed some passions of the flesh.
And Asphoda just kind of like, she just kind of quirks a brow, a hairless brow here, and says, "All right, I wouldn't call that a secret that I would particularly need to know. Is there a reason why, like something about the fucking that was on your mind?"
Well, I'm not going to tell you the details. That's not the arrangement of a...
I do not want to know the details of how you fucked.
That's good. I mean, I'm not shy in telling you. I don't know the protocols in the Protectorate if this is something taboo, but in the
Two
Vistani
eagles
camp, we would
set
just
down a few meters away, and you can hear Harmonia and Illyria come closer.
Go on.
I'm just saying, things might be a little bit different between her and I. Less stabbing of the blade, more. Anyway, they're coming.
As long as this arrangement between you two doesn't get in the way of certain goals that we're all trying to accomplish.
How would you get in the way?
I don't know. But I do know love makes people do crazy and frighteningly irrational things sometimes.
Coming into view, Illyria, Hamartia, and Nyx, you immediately see that Illyria is not doing great.
First time on a bird, Illyria.
Yeah, but that's not it. This she kind of like tries to wipe away like the remnants of tears. Just like I wasn't crying.
Yeah.
Is there a problem? Did we?
We weren't able to see much. I'm sorry.
No, we failed at our mission, but we gained new information about the mist.
Oh.
So we went up there, and it was really pretty for a while, and then the mist started to envelop us from upwards. And once we got high enough, we started hearing voices.
I see.
Moaning, crying, sobbing, not really what you would call a fun sight, or I guess sound.
You didn't go through the mist, did you?
No.
We went back down, but I heard Irina.
You heard Irina in the mist?
I did, and you know what she said?
Tell me.
That she's glad I'm still safe.
Sure it was her?
It was her voice. I mean, maybe this land is just playing tricks again, but
If that was truly her, that... No, it couldn't be. I mean... that would mean every soul that passes on doesn't actually pass on.
That means they just join the mist itself, that the barrier even traps them in.
It means there's no peace for death. And no one that has died here in Barovia is at peace.
And that only means that all of this, Strahd and this barrier, all because his brother is marrying the woman that Strahd likes, and because he just couldn't accept that, killed him, even though she had no love for him.
Well, it's still one thing I don't understand. I mean, we can point the finger at Strahd for causing the mist all we want. And yes, I wouldn't justify Strahd, obviously. that killing someone doesn't make region enveloping, soul consuming mist appear.
It means
You can't just kill someone and curse the entire land.
Yes, that can't happen, but it's a conflict that could have started from that and escalated to what it is now.
Are we sure it's starting from that? Okay, listen, I have a theory. What if the beginning... Okay. So, we were at this time loop in Fidatov's estate, right? Nix, do you remember when the Fidatov started dropping like flies? When the poison took effect?
it was a couple of days or so.
It was the exact same day of the exact same time as the wedding, allegedly. You connected the dots earlier.
Ooh.
So, what if? It's a bit of a stretch, but what if the curse was released and the first effect was causing these events, and only then the mist enveloped? What if these tragedies acted as a catalyst, some sort of amplifier for an already existing thing? And what makes us so certain that killing Strahd would actually stop it?
Because this curse on Barovia is because of Strahd.
How? How do you know that?
It just is.
What do you mean it just is? Do you have any proof of that? What if these two events are not really cause and effect, but more correlation? What if we're missing the entire point here?
I mean, there's something I remember. When he came to kill his brother, something about him seemed off.
What do you mean by off?
Well, I mean, I guess you must be crazy in the first place to murder your brother on his wedding day, but I don't know how to explain. I just... Something didn't seem quite right about him. More than usual.
As in, he could have been possessed? Under a spell? An effect?
Maybe. Not that excuses anything he has done since.
Of course not. But still, do go on. What exactly was off with him?
I mean, he could have just been bothered by the wedding, but he seemed almost like, I don't know, tormented by something. And
I can even remind you, because I know it's been some time ago.
yeah, that would be very nice, so I don't have to go back.
What you saw in the vision, if I go back to my own words, stepping in with a tense and tormented face, veins pulsating visibly on his forehead, red eyes crying blood, dressed in a familiar black and red outfit, is Strahd von Zarovich. And he had his eyes fixated on Tatiana, with longing, pain, regret, and fear simmering.
I mean, something was wrong with him. He was crying blood, for God's sake. And he almost looked at her like he was scared. Also during this, I like to think that Illyria kind of like tries to like lean against Nyx a little.
Yeah. And also the black onyx blade he summoned out of thin air to murder Sergei.
Oh yeah, true. I was about to mention that.
Tatiana herself had never seen before.
Oh. Now that I mean, it's hard to tell because, I mean, it's a vision, right? But it's also her memories, I guess. My memories, sort of. But I don't think she knew where the blade came from either.
Are you, as in, she's never seen such a blade that Strahd welded before?
He conjured this blade out of thin air to kill Sergei.
And I assume Sergei was Strahd's brother, correct?
Yes.
It's a bit weird.
Then, in that case, would it be fair to believe there could be a third party in all of this? An outside force?
Probably. It is not
I
like...
have a list of suspects.
It's not like Strahd is... He's a monster, but he's as trapped here as anybody.
If he truly commanded the mist, that means he can command the mist to live himself.
And yet he can't, I think.
He's a prisoner here. Just as the rest of any, but he's the head of the prison council. I don't know where I got this.
He's acting as the jailer, but not the one who controls the prison, is that it?
Yes.
Also, what you were saying about the souls and the mists. I very much remember when she jumped out of that window. She died before they closed in completely.
You mean Tatiana was dead before she jumped?
No. Well, I mean, kinda. She was a vampire.
But I think the more important point is that she died before the mist fully enveloped the land.
And so her soul escaped. And found its way to be reincarnated kind of within Illyria. And you so kindly, followed me to escort you back into your prison.
You couldn't have known, and neither could he.
Or it could be something coming to full circle. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not an expert in reincarnations, after all.
Yes, and I'm not saying that Strahd is not the cause of this, but we can't just assume that he is. I mean, it's a fair assumption, but...
But wouldn't it at least be better, if Strahd wasn't around?
No, it would be better. I'm not disputing the fact that he should die a very terrible, horrible, painful death. But I don't want to tunnel vision either, because the goal of this group isn't killing Strahd, is restoring Barovia, freeing Barovia. So we need to keep this in mind. Maybe these things are not necessarily, maybe Strahd is a key. I don't know what. I have no clue. All of us are way in over our heads.
Maybe we can use this still.
Use it? Use it how? What do you mean use it, Illyria?
Well, maybe we can convince him to leave us alone a while longer while we try to get to the bottom of this curse.
Maybe, but that's not exactly something we have in front of us right now.
Point being, for all we know, we are still not 100% sure of the root cause for this. And I think one of our biggest priorities should be, if the opportunity occurs, to find out more about what was here before the mist. Maybe didn't Argynvost? She spoke about protecting the land from something, didn't she?
She was at the battle.
He, right?
Argynvost is Argynvost is a male, isn't it?
I mean, he was at the final battle.
Yes.
Yes, but before the Argynvost Hawk was founded there for a reason, if I remember correctly.
Wasn't it about that? He was protecting something he deemed too dangerous.
Yes.
Something more dangerous than Strahd.
We don't know.
I think he even tried to keep Strahd away from it. And Strahd wouldn't have it.
Yeah,
Maybe
I can refresh your memories a little bit there so it becomes clearer for you. Argynvost spoke that he settled in this valley because he discovered an entity in the mountains that he thought it was important enough that he stayed here for eternity guarding it to prevent anyone from approaching it. Because he was tempted by it and he almost cowed. And if he did that, what reaction would it had with other people? And the Argynvost kind of silver dragon order grew around him, wanting to learn to become excellent knights. Some, went forth into the world and did good deeds. Others stayed as guards with him. And he stood aside from the war because he thought that what he was doing was more important than joining the war. And when Strahd was victorious, and for some reason wanted to build his capital in this very same valley, Argynvost approached Strahd and said, "This is not a good idea." And Strahd asked, "Why? What are you keeping from me?" And then it became clear from Argynvost that Strahd wouldn't let Argynvost stop him from investigating, which prompted the battle between the two, which Argynvost failed, and they died.
just a reminder. The ring Asphoda found was at Argynvost, right?
The
Ring of mind shielding.
Yeah, the mind shield. She's not attuned to it.
Yeah, it was in the spider room.
Yeah.
Okay. Hearing, the party talk, the conspiracy, what's going on, what's the truth down to the matter. Asphoda kind of takes the ring and she puts it on and begins to attune to it.
Okay. Oh shit.
If it's at Argynvost, it's magical. Maybe there's answers to it that she doesn't know.
Fair. All right.
We're gonna see how well this goes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And so the question burrows deep in your minds. What is more at play?
Illyria, I have a question for you.
What?
Did it sound like she was in pain? When she whispered to you within the mist?
I don't think it did from her specifically, right, Diane?
I mean, faulty memory, quick, exciting moments. It sounded more sorrowful to you than pained.
She just sounded sad, but between all of the cries and moans up there. I don't know. But we're going to find a way to free her, free them all.
I hope so.
We will. Lyria kind of forces a little smile towards Nyx.
Nyx has a very solemn look on his face as he seems to be recalling the people that have died along the way and realizing their fate isn't a peaceful fate, and whether or not they are truly free in death is actually a release. He looks concerned. I don't want you to get trapped in the mists, Illyria. I want to be true to my promise. To you too, Asphodar.
I won't get trapped in the mists.
That was something that I didn't expect to sort of mull over after a long day's trekking. Something certainly to consider. But I will not forgive Strahd. I will not consider him a victim. He knows fully well what he's doing, and whether or not he has resigned to his own fate, then that's on him. But let's not forget, he is a true monster. Even if he was possessed. After all...
Doesn't excuse what he did to the people here for centuries.
And after all, he did nothing to atone. If anything, merely got worse.
He had every opportunity to fight back.
I Won't forget what he did to Irina.
With these heavy words, there just doesn't seem to be any words left that are heavy enough to continue the conversation. What was needed to be said, well, was said. And after standing around and resting, pondering for just 5 minutes, a little bit of shock, just absorbing and processing how the world around you got just a tiny bit clearer from a new clue. You eventually get Essie's and Milivoy's attention, and you carry on for another hour or so before dusk makes it impossible to continue. And after you pass the river, you found yourself on this steady incline upwards in the landscape. And with it, as well, with the coming of the evening, the steady downpour turns from this ice-cold water to flurries of snow. And the ground over the course of this hour goes from sludge to a consistent cover of snow. As it gets closer and closer to dusk, you also feel that your somewhat wet clothing from the downpour of the day starts to become colder and heavier. Your own body temperature failing to keep the moisture from transforming into ice crystals within the weave of the clothing itself. Eventually, you're too exhausted, too cold to do anything else than to settle down and get a campfire going, that's for sure. Otherwise, there will be some dire consequences. But you have two outdoor experts with you in Esmeralda and Asveda, and between the two, they do manage to get a sizable fire going. And also, after searching a bit, you do manage to find a bit of a sunken area within this more cliff and rocky area. It's not perfect, but the higher cliff walls around the camp will shield you and the fire from wind and unwanted eyes. And so you settle down with food and some heated up water, probably just to warm your hands as you sit down for the evening. I have prepared. There we go.
Oh my god, this is the same. Oh wait, it's snowing?
Yes,
Oh, cool.
it's snowing. Listen to what I'm saying! I just let it. Ah! Oh my god. Genevieve sometimes.
Don't worry, I
What?
get it too.
I just told you seconds ago it was snowing.
Okay, sorry.
Stop playing
I thought
Minecraft.
it was like so cold. I thought it was like really cold rain.
Yeah, but it turned, as I explained, into
Or
sludge,
another word
into
for
snow.
rain.
Ay. Okay.
It's just frozen rain.
Yes, so true.
Yeah.
so true.
Technically.
It's only rain, guys. It's fine.
All right. Do you want to speed ahead to the watches? Or the
Yeah, and was there enough time, in traveling and setting stuff up that
Mhm.
that could have finished the attunement?
You can definitely do it now, because technically it needs you to rest, so you can't travel whilst doing it. But as you sit down for dinner and you talk with people before the watches starts, you can definitely do.
Okay, cool. We're doing that. We're doing that.
Okay. So you warm yourself up, stay very close, huddle around the campfire. Anyone wants to talk about anything before watches, or should I just go ahead?
I would like to speak to Nyx privately.
Okay, it's doable. You will have to sacrifice warmth for privacy, but it's doable.
Yeah, in between the watches.
Okay, absolutely. Go for it.
Oh, between watches.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you said walk. Okay. All right. Julie. Muted.
I'm here. I was just.
All right. Then who takes the first watch?
Oh, see, Asphodel will take the first watch.
All right. Second watch.
You go. I'll take
fine.
second. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. You take second watch, I'll take third.
Okay.
All right.
No, I take first. You take second.
Whatever.
What? Okay. And so, Cookie. So Hermordia second.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, I guess we should Essie rest and Illyra takes fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So time passes. Darkness comes. Watches commences. So, Asphodel, give me a perception, intelligence, and tell me what you do.
All right, perception, intelligence. Well, it's her watch. She just, she does kind of take a look-see. Perception. And did you say and intelligence or intelligence?
Perception with intelligence.
Okay. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Sure. That's a 6.
Okay. So tell me how Asphodel is distracted.
She's beautifully distracted because she's trying to attune to that ring.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that she's looking, it's oh wow, she's too comfortable in this element. With a magical ring. And what color? And I want to ask, what color is this ring?
Ooh. It is like an ashen metal, but it has a strange, greenish kind of sheen to it. And on the inside, it is carved with the Coptic runes, necessary to hold the enchantment, which glows very faintly of this turquoise and blue, intermingled with each other. But when you have it on your finger, it's the skin itself, covers it to the point it doesn't shine anymore. And on the top is this intricate snake-like engraved pattern.
And everybody's snoozing right now.
Yes.
Right? Oh, well, because nobody knows. Asphodel is safe. Because nobody's there to witness that while she's attuning to this ring, there is a look of wonder and awe. And she is enamored by this amazingly unique ring. There's a rarity to it that is attracting and pulling at her. So strong, she just doesn't pay attention to her surroundings.
A bit of the dragon peeks out, eh?
It was always there. It was never a great opportunity. But now here it is in
I like
her
to think that
hand.
Asphodel is just gonna take it
My
off
hoard.
and put it under her bedroll. This is my hoard now.
But yeah, she's attuned into this baby.
All right.
My precious.
It is nostalgic also, you know, the campfire, the sound of it, the snow that comes into view and land and melts on your head. The calm environment where sound is muffled by the pure snow. The crispness, the purity of it. It's nostalgic in a good way, but also perhaps in a bad way too, because the memories are mixed, and it might also help to distract you. Makes you very comfortable in this moment and looking inward.
Honestly, I think there's little amount of looking inward when there's just a shiny, unique ring right in front of her.
Okay. She is entranced. She's watching the metal sheen and the fire crackling. Yeah, okay.
You're making all the excuses. It's just the first watch. Nothing bad happens on the first watch.
You barely hear just one raven cawing, maybe a chittering of a bat, but they're short and singular and muffled. You are far away from the more, you're very much in the wilderness now, far away from a lot of things in Barovia. And Barovia is pretty an isolated place, to begin with, but yeah, it's both feel safe and exposed at the same time. But time flies by, and you actually end up, your watch takes a little bit longer than it should have when you finally realize it's time to switch people.
It makes sense. It's a beautiful 6.
Alright. You go and wake up Harmonia?
Yeah.
Alright. Harmonia, tell me what you do and give me a perception intelligence.
Tia is currently trying to connect all of the dots in a metaphorical board. But she and Private Soul are on the lookout. And she is looking one way, and Soul is going to sit on top of her head and look at the other way. So we have a 180 field of view.
Does Soul get like a scarf or a blanket too? Because,
Yes, he gets like little earbuds.
Tiny, like one thread scarf.
and like 2 really small cotton earbuds. Antenna buds, I don't know.
like wool, like mittens, and each antenna at the end.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Oh god, what have I created? Okay. Alright, so keep an eye out. Let's roll.
That's also, do I roll with advantage because Soul is helping?
Let's see. What is Soul's?
Let's see. It's a stretch! I have too many characters here, holy shit.
No,
okay, yes.
No. Soul has 2 ranks in perception, so yes.
Yay! Okay, let's go. Skill check. Let's go. No, it's a soul check. I didn't cast any spell. Never mind that. Skill check. Let's go. Perception. Intelligence.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but do be aware of that. If Soul gets higher, Soul will sense in their way, right? You're limited by. Okay.
So I roll 1 for myself and 1 for Soul.
Okay.
20 plus 3 for Soul. We both get to 15.
Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. Soul keeps an eye out by smelling the air with his little antennae. What do you do?
I don't think you're going to do much of this. He's just thinking.
Mm-hmm.
She's very concerned about what they found, about the souls, and about everything.
Oh, yeah.
And she's aimlessly trying to put together a solution that she doesn't have the actual knowledge to put together. She is constantly grinding for her mind again and again and again. Maybe there is something she missed. Maybe there is something that we all missed. Maybe it's the stones. What the fuck was that whispering on the wind? She has no clue. And she gets totally enveloped by trying to resolve it, like almost walking like a headless chicken in circles for hours.
Okay.
Good game.
You experience the same things, like how this world is a bit muffled. There's a certain special cozy feeling you get when the sky is full of snow. And the campfire crackling in front of you casts this weird dancing shadows on the cliff faces behind and in front of you as you sit in between the two. Half an hour or so into your watch, you and Soul both are aroused.
Aroused.
Aroused?
Why are we
Is that what you
aroused?
say?
Well, no, you would just say roused. You would say
Roused. Okay.
Wow.
Why are we
English is my
aroused?
second language. It's not my first. I'm sorry. You're roused by the sound, by the distinct sound of snow crunching. Footsteps. Then the sound of something sharp digging into stone, creating this very uncomfortable grinding sound that stops with some kind of gasp. It's coming from the northern passage out of this sunken area in between the cliff faces. You turn your head just a little bit, not to signal that you're looking straight in that direction, but only like looking in the corner of your eye. You try to peer into the darkness.
Nice.
And you don't have dark vision, and so you can't see anything.
I'm going to enter Soul's sight and last one with those blind sight.
Your eyes go a little bit milky. Go into Soul's head, and immediately thoughts of murder pops up in Soul's head
Jesus.
as both of you watch a large furry creature in gray colors with two shining yellow eyes slowly stalk towards the camp.
Okay.
That's a bit far enough, isn't it, mister?
There's a yelp, and then there's a low growl, and then they take off in a charge towards you.
Okay, let's go.
Roar.
Oh good, so everyone is asleep.
Yeah?
Well, except for you.
Yay.
Yep.
I'll switch my version.
Is the song not working?
Nope.
Nope.
Come on.
I want to dance with the enemy.
Yeah.
Enemy.
Alright, let's try another one. This is
Yeah.
excruciating.
Should I roll initiative by now? Yeah, I think I should.
Channel your inner soul.
Come on.
Some of them must work. Come on. What are you
Boom,
guys?
boom, spooky battle music. Boom, boom, fighting, murder. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so marching evil works.
Yeah,
And for
let's march
whom the-
some evil miseries.
Okay, let's do this one. Okay.
Okay, I don't. Haim a good point. I don't think Amatia would start.
Now, if we're gonna move you, yeah, you're gonna be sitting by the fire. Well, you and Soul basically there probably, and they're right there. Who starts to take off towards you. 1 second as I bring up the character sheet for whatever this is. Who knows? And let's roll some initiative. Damn. Okay.
Soul rolls individually, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You roll.
I wasn't in combat for a long time.
And let's pull out Soul.
Okay, here's Soul.
Okay.
Soul of the Vistani.
That's
So-
2.
Oh my god, he's multiplying!
That would be horrible.
An army of souls.
That's Alaska.
Okay.
Okay, I need to check something. Okay, yeah, initiative. For Soul, I have the same initiative as Soul, so I can just use this. Oh, 20. Okay.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Soul
go.
goes first.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, he was ready to murder.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you want to do with Soul?
Soul goes and charges directly at him.
Yeah, Soul does. Okay.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. And now, oh man, I didn't expect to get ganked on. He's gonna use his bonus action. Wait, is it a bonus action? Flash of the moon. That's what the moon. As a bonus action, he's going to light up his antennas. And he's gonna flash the fuck out of that werewolf because he's a shapeshifter. So that makes him sick.
Yeah, 3-meter radius. Any ship in this area must immediately make a DC 12 Soul check for sure.
Let's go.
Why didn't I do that? That was stupid.
What?
Clicked away my character sheet when I had it. Should have it stored. Okay. Alright, resolve saving throw. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, it's just. That's an 11.
That's an 11, so
That's a
he's poisoned.
Until the end of their next turn.
Yes. So Soul is gonna do that. Losing the light of the moon is a bonus action. It's
Yes.
moved. And and as an action, he's going to use the dash action and return back to me.
Okay.
And I'm in my true form right now, so doesn't affect me. Does it? If I'm in the true form.
Ooh, you are a shame changer too, so technically yes.
Yeah, so she wouldn't do that. She'll go over here.
Okay.
She knows. She knows this skill set.
Alright. With a huff and a puff and a very low growl, this thing goes almost down to all four. Its gray fur twinkling a little bit in the light. The snow that has been gathered over his back just goes off in a puff behind it, jumps over a few boxes and just straight up goes into your face and unleashes a number of attacks, 2 in fact, but with disadvantage.
Yay!
A 17 and a 7.
17 hits.
Alright. It comes upon you with great speed, like kind of like crashing into you and like biting you over your shoulder. You push it off and dodge out of the way as a claw comes grasping for your throat, and you take 8 points of piercing damage to your bleeding shoulder.
She is just going to smirk and say,
My sister hits harder than you.
Alright. Then, your turn, Amardia.
yeah. Hamartia is going to scream out of her lungs.
Wake up! We have a visitor who wants to die.
And she is...
Everybody awakes at this point, and so you can roll initiative, and you will be able to join the order next turn, because this is like a surprise when you wake up.
He is just going to grasp her bloody neck and look at it and just lick it and say,
Is that the best a werewolf can do? Come on. You are such a weakling. How did they let you in?
and she's going to cast Vicious Mockery on him. So that's 15 composure save with disadvantage because he's poisoned, I believe.
Poison is only ability checks, not and attacks.
Oh,
not
right.
saving throws.
Saving throws.
Yes. It was a composure. That's a 6. You hear the dog whimper.
And there's a bonus action.
Yes.
She is going to let out the golden butterfly, and it's gonna be in Mother Burn form, so on initiative everyone gets, I believe it's 10, not 10, it's like my druid level, or my level. What's my level?
What is
6.
your level?
6.
7, sorry.
7. So everyone in like, I think it's 4 meter radius, which is this, gets 7 temporary hit points, and I have a butterfly. But I can use.
Yay. How many?
So
6
it's gonna
meters?
be,
Do you
yeah,
just-
yeah, 6 meters.
Alright.
So here it is. And that's my turn.
Yay. What is your dex bonus? Nix.
2.
2? Is it a 14 or 15?
14.
Alright, then this is correct. Okay, then top of the round, everybody joining. Everybody like wakes at this point, like, oh no. Armadia just gave off this sound of distress. You gotta get out of the tents and see what is going on and protect yourselves. We're going to Saul, but what does Saul want to do?
Soul is he's gonna enter this zone, the no touchy zone. So he's gonna go over here and basically just circle around like a siren. Wait.
Circle around how high?
About 10 meters, not 10 meters.
They gotta do the save again until they
Yes.
succeed. This is a 15.
15 saves.
Alright.
So he's not poisoned anymore,
Not
and
poisoned.
Soul goes up 3 meters in the air.
Okay. Let's give him an elevation value.
What?
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, Nyx. Scramble out of the tent. You just open the tent flaps. This is basically half your movement, and just right there is a werewolf's rump.
Oh my god. Nyx kind of panics, and I'm gonna like grab the blanket that I'm sleeping under, and I'm gonna like throw it over the werewolf. Basically, as a help action for
Okay.
I guess the next attack
Oh.
against him.
Ah, and help. Okay, that's super cool. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Milavoy is gonna walk out of this tent and say, "For the Morning Lord, no!" And he has his shovel in his one arm, just his like
Blanket
boxers.
throws over him.
Yeah, like blanket, like kind of over like his half shoulder, like tied around his waist, kind of deal. You know, just night shift. It just raises his shovel. And no, wait, actually, he was given a silver weapon by somebody, a hand axe, right?
Yeah. Silver hand axe, yeah.
Yeah, okay, he raises that. He's not stupid. He might be low level, but he's not stupid.
Rippling abs.
Yeah.
He's gonna ab attack him.
With a furious, like, kind of charge of actually quite a lot of bravery, considering, you know, it's a werewolf. He goes for it.
He doesn't know it's a figure covered in a towel.
He runs and charges. The silver axe gets caught, gets parried by the werewolf, kind of like slapping away the hand. And there's a weird, like a very comical sound for a werewolf to do. Kind of gulp of surprise, and he starts talking but can't utter words, and it just comes out as this jumbled, strange growl. And
did you roll at advantage? Sorry.
Oh yeah, at advantage. That's just enough to hit.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Blanket tactics.
Holy shit! I didn't think. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. I thought help action should go to somebody in the team who's actually useful, but
no, he said next.
It's the next one.
attack.
You're completely right. Oh god. 3 slashing damage. It's just this just this nick in the werewolf skin. And the growly head turns to Milavoy, changes shape, and they'll go through all of these emotions still, and becomes stunned, and doesn't do anything on their turn. Marnia.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's me again. He's stunned?
Yes. He doesn't. The dodge action basically, but doesn't do anything right now.
But okay, so he's not stunned.
He's staring at Milavoy and doesn't seem to care too much about anyone else.
Oh, you're not going to do anything, you wolf. Are you just going to stand here and take it like a good little puppy?
And another vicious mockery.
Okay. Alright. That's a 5.
No, so he gets viciously mocked again.
Yes, and he whimpers in sadness again.
And Golden Butterfly is going to give some of its essence to Asphoda as a bonus action. The Golden Butterfly gives Asphoda advantage on the next attack.
Ooh. Essie awakes with sprint. She is wild with energy. Also in her night shift, but she has her 2 weapons close at hand and immediately runs to the side. not stepping into the fire. It's a little bit awkward place that she's in here, but she's nimble enough to be there. And she's gonna go for a flurry of attacks. And with her bonus action, she will make another one, but with her Ghastly Executioner, she gets another attack action on her turn. So that makes it 4 attacks.
Jesus.
Why are you saying this?
Jeez. Oh, God. Okay, 2 hits. One was a critical. So that's plus 6 plus 6. All right. She goes into this flurry, this kind of twirl of just silvered blades gleaming in the night, and when she finishes, like a huff and a puff, and like 2 like deep gashes in the side of the werewolf hide. All right, Asphodel, your turn.
Alrighty. Asphodel steps out with her halberd. Sees that it's really surrounded and does everything she can to make it worse. By bonus action, Realm Martial Champion for that sweet extra D8 on her next attack damage.
Okay.
And she will, with her halberd's reach, attack the werewolf from here.
Okay.
Twice. Well, with the first one being at advantage thanks to shoot, what was the moth's name?
It's not soul, it's another golden butterfly, which is another butterfly spirit that is not.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
Shamartia shenanigans, honestly.
Alright. And it is a favored one because it is considered humanoid.
Indeed.
Okay, let me find the button. Halberd. Hey, found it. A 20. Yeah, for that first attack is for a 20 with 16 slashing.
All right.
And I will dump one of my many smites. Level 1 smite for 10 cold.
All right.
And here's just for Realm Martial, baby 7. So that's 26 plus 7.
That's so much damage.
Yeah. So 16 slashing, 10 cold, and 7 force. And that's
all right.
just
You and Esmeralda just bite into this werewolf, and with every consecutive strike, there is a higher and higher shriek. And as a reaction, the werewolf shrinks. The fur kind of strangely retracts into itself. The growl and the shrieks turn less monstrous and more into sounding more and more like, and becoming into the shape more and more alike a little boy with golden hair that goes into a fetal position on the ground and starts crying and says, "Please don't hurt me! Villamoy, save me! I did something wrong, I'm sorry!"
Asphodel does not attack her second attack. And it's just like, her eyes are widened. This is... Boys, one of the boys.
One of the boys!
She just shouts out, "Weapons down!"
Nick's like shrugs like he's basically nothing in his hands. Like,
He looks at the blanket. Like, well, I don't know how to do this. Cookie, it's time, right?
I can pull a little bit more.
Okay. And
Fuck it.
this little boy runs into the embrace of a first confused Millevoy. But then there's Hans? Is that
Yeah.
Hans? No, what has happened to you? What are you doing here? And he goes down with him kind of on all fours, and as Hans is violently sobbing from fear, from relief, and from pain, all the same at the time, like snot kind of sob into Millevoy's shirt.
is he naked or something?
Yes, he's naked.
Okay. Nick's will like the blanket's right there on the ground. He might as well just like pick it up and wrap it around the boy and look to Asphodel to see what sort of expression is on her face.
She's quite surprised that this is one of the children. It went from like this large werewolf shrinking to a tiny child. That she would not know, none the wiser that it was a child to begin with.
Yeah.
And she still holds her halberd close to her, but switches it to her left hand and very carefully approaches the boy, raising her right in an attempt to do a 5 HP lay on hands.
Oh
Right.
my God, dude, this guy, I don't know.
Hans flinches away from you, but when Millevoy kind of pats his head and whispers over and over again that everything is going to be alright, calm down, Hans accepts it, and some of the wounds close up, a tiny, a bit. They were deep into his werewolf form, but when he transforms into himself, it's kind of like the wounds become proportional to his body, so they seem smaller when he is small.
They haven't said.
Oh, okay. They shrunk with him.
Indeed.
Okay.
It's,
Why is there? Oh no.
It's one of the children that were taken and turned into.
What I think this is?
Wait, so what? But we almost.
I will remind you, guys, the first time you met Gorik on the way to Kresk,
We were attacked by children.
you were attacked by 2 werewolves that were children. Franz, Hans, and Laszlo. And Hans was cast the suggestion spell on by Harmodia and ran away towards his home. Harmodia ran after and tried to talk about that she is a monster too,
Oh yeah, what happened?
That went well.
and then turned into her normal form, and the kid got even more scared and ran away.
It went beautifully.
No.
This is the same
no.
kid, Harmodia.
No. Oh, why? Why did you attack me, you idiot? You could have been killed.
I'm really sorry.
God, I almost killed a kid again.
of course.
Say that out loud.
Yeah, what? You're still not at the fleet?
Are there more of you around?
Wow, okay.
No, I'm all alone. Ever since Gorik took me, I'm all alone.
D&D, I think. I hope.
Yes. Can we give him some food? Maybe the werewolves eat regular food. How does that fucking work?
So, was Illyrica like rummages and gets like some sort of quick ration or something and offers it to
It takes like the better part of like 20 minutes to like calm him down enough to be able to eat something, because he's convulsing.
That's fair.
In Melivoy's kind of grasp. But when he does and like accepts stuff from you, he seems to tend to focus on the more protein side of that.
That is understandable.
That
Seeing that it's eating more of the protein thing, well, that's an ask for the ration right there.
Oh yeah.
she
Spicy bat sausage.
Burst
no,
of the same
I'm
feather.
out of bat sausage. She ate it in the week. It's gone.
Okay.
But she does get one of her dragonborn sized rations made for dragonborns.
In Dragonborn.
In Dragonborn.
For Dragonborn by Dragonborn.
Yeah, for Dragonborns by Dragonborns. And it is like 90% meat.
Damn right.
Ooh.
Good old protein.
I'm gonna use this as a pun, and this is what happened. He will sit down.
Musk is cool, right?
Sure.
I'm going to bed.
Very chill.
You were waiting for that, weren't you?
Yeah, we're sitting on it,
Chill.
brooding on it. Yes, and you said?
Right. She just gives all of it, like the entire ration to this poor kid.
He is not able to eat all of it, but he is able to eat more than a kid his size should.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes. And at that point, he has calmed down a little bit, and he's sitting like by the fire and kind of like takes his hand and kind of rubs his nose. And, you know, there were a few like clearings of the throat and cleaning of the eyes, but he is holding on to Melivoy
Like our super rich parents.
like somebody clinging on to life. He always wants to sit with Melivoy and kind of like holding his hand or being held by him in some way. Doesn't want him to let go for any reason.
Then he doesn't pay taxes in any of them.
I'm really sorry. I didn't really want to hurt you.
So why did you land at
Why
me?
did you give me a PC? Huh?
Well, I won't be accepted back by the pack if I don't come home with anything. You know, something to prove myself with. Gorik said that.
Gorik.
And that was the werewolf that Asphodel was shitting on, right?
Yeah,
Very much so.
But I thought the pack was more accepting now.
I thought so. I thought so too. Carol said that we would be a part of his family, but then when Carol was out hunting, Gorik and those two horrible twins came up to us and said that we don't care what Carol has to say, and then you have to prove yourself. And we were brought out on what he said, something like a hunt. A raid of blood is what he called it.
Now you don't have to listen to what Gorik says.
And
Yes.
honestly, you killed my brother,
I
Franz.
feel like I should know what this is.
How could you?
Oh, yeah.
Asphodel turns to look at
I
Illyria.
already finished that one. I think.
You killed. There were 3 werewolves. One that survived, that went with Gorik. One that you cut down, and one that got suggested and ran towards home, wherever that was.
We didn't know.
Why did he have to
Sorry.
die? His my only family, well, except Milavoy. And Milavoy kind of like leans over, gives like a hug, and like tries to shake their shoulders. It's okay. I came out here to find you guys, and he gives you all like look of. I don't blame this on you guys,
Oh my goodness me.
but this isn't good.
Yeah.
Very much so. Not good.
We were attacked. This Goric guy forced the kids to
Oh, I'm steadily getting better, but fuck me, it's kicking my ass.
attack us.
What am I going to do? I don't have anything to prove myself with. What if Kira said that we were not allowed to go outside with her permission, and now we have.
Right now, really.
Because Gorik's scary.
I think Kiro will be more upset with Goric than with you.
She already knows what Greg has done with
What?
him.
I've heard what Gannon said about the kids before, and I'm not so sure. Like, they're...
I probably do driving games if you want to jump into that.
Gannon?
A better question I ask to you is, do you want to stay with that crowd,
Yeah, I know.
those people?
Yeah.
Or would you rather go back home to where Milavoy is?
Like that.
I want to stay with Milavoy, but he kind of like let his head
Yeah.
rest as he like looks into his lap and on one of his hands. Would they accept me?
Yeah.
I'm
I-
sure
I was
Milavoy
playing
will.
Need for Speed, the newest.
I
Need for
know
Speed
he
now.
would, because Milavoy has
It
always
does the
been
same for
there
me.
for all of us. And like Milavoy is
Well,
like
Drag
ready to
Race
burst
does
into
anyway.
tears at this point. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy. But
It's not your fault you're like this.
but the other people living in Wallaki,
Yeah.
would they?
It takes time, and you have full control over yourself, right?
Dude, there's no
Not
card game with a good
always.
story. Not a single one.
When I get mad, I get really,
Like
really
what?
mad.
And what else happens when you get
Need for
really,
Speed
really
stuff.
mad?
Oh,
Ah,
I get hairy. Oh,
dude,
I
I'm
grow in
focusing
size
on
and I get very violent.
And when you get violent, do you lash out at people and the things around you?
I try not to. It's just I can't. It's just something.
Well, here. I bet it'll take a long time for the ones in Vallaki to be acclimated to your new affliction. And I know when you're mad, and really, really mad, you want to lash out, throw things. And you know you don't want to. You don't want to hurt the other children and others, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's possible.
Why am I not hearing that?
Then,
I know I can.
instead of lashing out at everything around you, simply lash out at one point upon the ground. And Asphodel makes a tiny circle in the snow in front of her, between her and The kid. What was the kid's name again?
Hans.
Hans. And she, puts a little circle there. Next time you get mad, really, really mad, and your body gets hairy, you make a little circle on the ground and imagine the things you hate inside that circle. And you lash out at the circle until you're too tired to be mad.
I mean, I can try.
Certainly a thing for the next time when you get really mad and you don't want to be mad. As a start.
So are you guys going to Valaki now, or?
No, not now, unfortunately. There are many more children to recover.
Do you
Okay.
remember much of the camp where you were with the other kids?
Yeah, I've been there like this many days. And he shows like two of his hands, all fingers up.
And do you remember how many fingers there were for kids there? Kids your age?
He stops to think and pulls up one hand with all fingers up.
I'ma head out.
Nix looks to ask for that.
Love you, man. Hope.
I'm trying to remember the kids' names. I know Yeska and there's another one. Yeska
And Felix.
and very bad at these names.
It's Felix.
Felix.
I feel you.
You're not streaming.
Thank you. Are there any by the name of Yeska or Felix?
You got.
Not that I know of.
Are you hacking?
There's
Ain't cool
Nyanko,
to hack, my guy.
the new kid, but I didn't get to talk to him a lot. He's very
New
new.
kid.
So you haven't seen
out.
Yeska
Love
and
you, love you.
Felix?
Don't fall downstairs. It isn't fun.
Wait, Jessica Felix?
Where's
They're
that?
from the orphanage too? Jessica the father's son?
Yes.
Did they run away too?
No.
No, they.
When Velaki was about to be attacked in the hectic situation, I ran from Velaki with Yeska and Felix and Lottie and shoot,
Really?
what?
Gilly, Lottie, Jessica,
Thank
Felix.
and Gilly to the to a nearby fishing village for safety until things cooled down.
Okay.
And since things have, I've informed Father Lucian about it, and he sent Milivoy to pick up Yeska and Felix. However, in that time, Kieran's gang of wolves raided the town and took Yeska and Felix. And since I've heard of this, I've been out here trying to find them and bring them back home.
Oh, but I don't want to go home to the orphanage at least because there's something bad happening. Like, I had nightmares every night and I had this bruise, like really painful area of my hand.
Yes, I remember that time. There was a monster at the orphanage that did that to the kids. And
I
it's no
knew it.
longer there.
I tried to talk with the adults that something was happening and something wasn't right, but they
Don't
wouldn't
worry.
listen.
Well,
But
they
it's
said
okay
this-
now. It's gone. The monster
it's
is gone.
gone. The monster is gone. I
Okay.
didn't believe the adults when they said nothing was wrong. And I was right. And we banished the monster away.
That's very good. You guys are like really strong.
But you're even stronger. After all, you've survived our assault, in which I, again, apologize for that.
No, I got really hurt by you guys and confused. Gorik told me that I could, what did he say? I could cut through Barovians like butter.
That does sound like something he'll say.
But Gorik is less of a wolf, less than a dog, and more like a worm. He says things to you, but when it comes to him showing it and showing his force, he is quite weak.
It doesn't seem weak to me, but maybe to you. And you don't look like Barovians. You all look
We're
so
not-
funny looking.
I didn't look funny.
Asphodel looks at Hamartia. To the normal populace, humans specifically, you would be, as would I.
Are you some kind of lizard, madame?
No, I'm not a lizard. Have you heard of stories about dragons?
There was one in a fairy tale book.
Yes.
Scary and big and breathed fire and stuff.
Yes, like that. You can say that I am of their kin.
You're a dragon lady?
I am a dragon lady.
Wow. And in Milivor's head, he gets in Hans' head is like normal Barovian get trumped by a werewolf, and on top of that you got dragon. So it all makes sense logically. So yeah.
I think Hans should probably get some sleep.
As you finish up the immediate discussion, thinking about how far you want to press this child and what questions to ask, and also realizing it's, in the fucking middle of the night, you might need to do something about that. We're going to end tonight's episode of Charismatic Misery. Yay!